Assalamualaikum. Good evening, dear viewers, friends, and audience. Actually, I'm very sorry, a few minutes late. It's supposed to be started on 9 p.m., but due to some network and some other issues, we had to just come after 20 minutes today. I wholeheartedly welcome you all to this session, and at the inception, I would like to convey my utmost gratitude to the Almighty who has given us that platform again and again to host this live program with you and share our community views globally. So I would like to again show and submit my sincere regards to all of my friends from home and abroad who are just joining us on all the programs and put their comments, valuable opinions, and also share, and they sometimes participate in directly, indirectly. So today, I'm very happy, very delighted to invite three friends, two from Mexico and one from Argentina. Actually, they all three are therapeutic companion. They are the person of mental healing. They are the mental healers, psychiatrists. They are psychological healers. So today, we are very happy to get them in our platform, Mental Illness and Role of Therapeutic Companion. Professor Vladimiro from Argentina, he is the president of that association leading in Argentina, Mexico, and North American region. And Dr. John Manuel, and last of all, the lady Gabriela, three of the renowned speaker. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. All right. Actually, he is my friend Vladimiro. How are you?
Yes. ¿Cómo estás? I'm fine. I'm
Very
fine.
good. And
thank you.
My two other friends, Dr. John Manuel and Gabby from Mexico. So how are you today?
Very well. Thank you.
Excellent.
Welcome to the show. This is a live program. This is a live program from that Community Talks BD. This is a Facebook page and Community Talks YouTube channel. Actually, myself, Habibur Rahman, as a social work academician and social work practitioner in Bangladesh, my motive during this COVID-19 time, which is called global pandemic, which is called human disaster, which is called psychological massive really and havoc globally, it's going on, which is called the danger of human civilization really. During this time, I have been hosting approximately over the last 2 months just to invite my foreign friends and friends from home and home also from different organizations, academicians, practitioners, psychiatrists, doctors, research scholars, young volunteers, right? So many mental therapists, so many friends I have been inviting just to share, because I do believe the policy and the process, sharing is caring, which is very important during this time because we are mentally puzzled. We are in that havoc and suffocated and stuck situation globally. So my friend, today's topic is mental illness and role of therapeutic companion. So far my knowledge goes in Argentina, Mexico, and some other north and southern countries of America. This profession is very, very effective and accurate during this time, especially in terms of giving counseling, healing, right? And just mental support to the crisis people through a crisis intervention technique in social work that we define as a crisis intervention is a kind of emotional first aid in any kinds of danger, right? So let me introduce with my friends today. So could you please tell us something from Mexico, your voice from Mexico, how COVID time is going on there and how is your life? Both of your time is 6 minutes. So I would like to request first Miss Gabriela just to introduce you and tell us something from Mexico. So please on the screen, Gabriela, then I will request Dr. Joan, right?
Okay. Well, first of all, I'm very grateful for these encounters because as an individual and a professional, I think we need to talk, and expressing how we are living this allow us to clarify something in the middle of all this uncertainty, and assess the need and the possible vectors of action. So thank you for organizing it, and thank you all for sharing. In Mexico, the COVID times, we are, I think, our psychoanalytic work was moved from the consultory space to the patient home. So it's curious because we are doing something like some kind of analysis / companionship, because we are the listener, but also that presence in the intimacy of the person, in their daily quotidianity spaces. And I think the post-COVID, post-pandemic scenario we will have, it's going to be of mourning, because all of us will have different kind of losses. First of all, the normality, the reality we used to, it's gone. And security, not to mention the economic stability. So I think everything we have taken for granted is vanished. And the fear and frustration that this generates turn into certain amount of violence. We have seen that in different countries, there is power abuse, the nullify of human rights, and protests that end into delictive acts and destruction. So, but it's also a very good opportunity to rewrite something else from a different place. Hopefully, with more awareness. I don't know if I have my 6 minutes. I don't know.
All right. Gabi, just let me invite Dr. John Manuel, please.
Well, hello, everybody.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes, could you please share something on behalf of you as senior psychoanalyst in Mexico, actually, therapeutic companion? Actually, who was that person really whom is called therapeutic companion, who gives caring to that person, those who are in mental crisis or mental shock or some other problem during this crisis? So, John, could you please share something regarding even COVID scenario in Mexico?
Yes. Well, what would happen when we are necessarily in a house, we rest there, we can go out. We are in many ways confronted to ourselves. And even if we are with a family, we feel like that. We feel some kind of very deep loneliness. And this kind of loneliness is a loneliness of oneself in many ways, So we all persons have some kind of loneliness and some kind of solitude, some kind of intimacy that is good and some kind of intimacy that is very cold, that is deep, that is difficult. It's our nature. So companionship means in many ways being with the other in that sense, in the sense of that deep loneliness. So I am a psychoanalyst and I am also a therapeutic companionship. So what I think is that things have changed a lot. But as Gabby was saying, for example, now they have to speak from their home, you see, beside their family, for example. So they have to find in their homes a place of intimacy, you see? And so that is very important, and that creates effects in terms of their everyday life and how things are moving. The spaces are changing, even the spaces in home. So it depends always how we react to different situations, you see?
Right.
Sometimes we have to go. Nevertheless, we have to take the risk of this menace. But you know, to live in this menace, we have to be a little crazy, act, because we have to be a little paranoid to realize that the virus is everywhere. Now in Mexico, there's 5,000 people getting infected every day. So we have to be a little paranoid and very obsessive. You know, we have to clean our hands 10 times a day with alcohol, you know. So the craziness comes to reality in many ways. So we ourselves have to create a space of home in a way. Now we have to think again our own home and the home of the others, whatever it means. Mobility with kids, with people that could be in a real big crisis of enclosure, no? And always talking is a door, a window. I don't know if I have the time or I have passed already.
All right, Dr. Joan. Actually, this is the time of Dr. Vladimiro. So, before coming to him, I would like to share something to my beloved audience, friends, and followers. Those who are watching this video, this show, and they will listen this show, watch this show later on. As this is a session of multicultural, as I'm inviting friends from different countries. And many friends here, those who are watching this, they are just inboxing me that speak in Bengali. It's very natural, really. They love to listen that thing. So I request Vladimiro to speak in Spanish, that is your native, so that your friends in your country and in Mexico could understand better. And after that, I would request Dr. John just to retranslate your talks to us in English by next 2 or 3 minutes. So please, Vladimiro, you can carry on, my friend.
Vladi, lo que me están diciendo es que yo te voy a traducir, pero yo te pido que me traduzcas unos 2 renglones y traduzco.
Ok. Buenos días, gracias a todos por la invitación.
Hello, thank you everybody for the invitation.
La importancia del acompañante terapéutico dentro del contexto del COVID.
The importance of the therapeutic companionship in the context of COVID.
Lo podemos dividir en 2 partes.
We can divide it into 2 parts.
En el transcurso del COVID, de la pandemia.
In between the time of COVID in this pandemic situation.
Y luego de la pandemia.
And after the pandemic.
Dentro de la pandemia, como modelo preventivo, como modelo de acompañamiento.
Inside the pandemic, as a model of companionship, as a model of intervention.
De sostenimiento de ese padecimiento que produce la pandemia.
To be able to sustain somehow the person in the context of this pandemic, of the natural consequences.
El aislamiento también produce un deterioro en la salud mental.
The isolation also produces a problem in mental health.
Pero a su vez, el acompañante terapéutico como representante del equipo.
That at the same time, the therapeutic accompaniment and the team.
De un equipo interdisciplinario.
A multidisciplinary team.
el sostenimiento de esa pandemia, de ese aislamiento, perdón, el sostenimiento de ese aislamiento
to sustain this context, this person in this situation
es distinto.
is different.
Y lo hemos comprobado con la
And we-
presencia,
with the presence
de un acompañante terapéutico
of the presence of the therapeutic accompaniment
al que a aquellas personas que no tienen acompañamiento terapéutico.
with those people that doesn't have therapeutic accompaniment in this isolation situation, pandemic.
Dado que la soledad y el aislamiento
Because the solitude and the loneliness
producen el deterioro en la salud mental.
produce the problems in mental solution.
Eso es el trabajo del acompañante terapéutico
That is the work of the therapeutic companionship
en el aislamiento.
in the isolation.
Pero también hay un trabajo luego
Pero también hay un trabajo que?
del aislamiento.
But there's also a work after the treatment,
Donde se ven reflejados las
where we can see reflected
medidas de prevención
the measure of prevention
y el seguimiento
and the following, how you
de
follow
aquellos que fueron aislados.
of those who were isolated.
All right, Vladimiro and Dr. Joan. Actually, at inception, it's all right, and we are very happy to listen Spanish from Vladimiro. Actually, it's a good session, I think. So this time, this is a big question: who is fit or who is unfit, both physically and mentally? Because we all are so-called vulnerable in nature, right? During this COVID time in all the countries of the world. Because sometimes we are telling that this is a child of the most vulnerable, or elderly people are the vulnerable as they cannot go out, they are not properly taken care of. But matter is, in different countries still lockdown is going on. And let me share with you the Bangladesh situation till today, how COVID affects us really. Till today, Dr. Joan and Gabby, till today, total number of COVID positive case identified till today in Bangladesh is 84,379. So far I could say, and total people died till today as per official record 1,139, and people get back at home after recovery from hospital and service center 17,827. And today only, just today, people identified by COVID with COVID positive today 2,856 today. So the case is gradually increasing, right? In exception to China, where COVID started almost last year in December so far. And after that, it hits in Italy, Spain, Germany, then gradually come into UK, USA, then Brazil. Brazil is now hotspot, right? And in Bangladesh and India and some other parts, approximately, we know out of all countries, more than 215 countries affected. So whole world is suffering by COVID, which is creating us dangerous in motion and notion. We are not happy at all. We are all in a terrible situation, intense situation. So the most common and most rising and burning issue that is the buzz of society, that is mental fitness or mental illness or mental wellness or well-being. This is a big question. The question comes not only during COVID, after COVID, the crisis will be intensified gradually, will be being intensified, because after that, people must have to face so many crises in terms of economy, in terms of education, in terms of health, right? And job, employment, so many other things people will suffer from that crisis. So irrespective of age, sex, religion, all people are the worst sufferer during this time, and hopefully they will be suffering after that COVID. So I would like to know and just let my audience and friends know from Mexican Voice that how actually the organization that Vladimir is the president on that, how such organization is functioning, and during COVID, how it's functioned. So I just like to come to Gavi. Could you share some practical experiences, how this time the companion people are facing? And at the outset of your talk, please clear us whom is called therapeutic companion in your language in Mexico, right?
It's called, ¿cómo sería?
¿Qué es un acompañamiento terapéutico? Y habla de tu red, la que tú propusiste.
Well, in Mexico, we have a very big problem. I think, like in many countries, it's there are regions overcrowded, and the contagions there are exponentially high, and that's because a lot of families live in the same place, and in some institutions like psychiatric hospitals and prisons, they have more people than they can afford to sustain and to give properly sanitary cares and stuff like that. And also in marginalized communities, there's less education about COVID, and
Right.
even if they have the information, they actually don't believe it exists. No, they think sort of there's a political strategy or an invention or something from the government and something like that, like conspiracy theories or stuff. So they are not taking care of the properly precautions, no, to go out and hygienic ways to be around their neighborhoods. So there's many deaths in there, and in my experience, we need to listen more, like in crisis intervention, most of all with nurses and doctors, because they are very afraid. They're scared because they have no enough supplies to attend the patients with COVID. So they feel guilty, and in very high way, because they could bring the contagious to their families. So there's a lot of people ill in hospitals, and they protest and manifestate and demand the basic supplies to do their job.
A los niños.
Please share the situation of child vulnerability.
It's okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay, no problem. We have time more really to come to you again. Let's come to Dr. John really to clear us some other thing that's going on there.
Look, for example, what I would find, there were some earthquakes in Mexico.
Dr. John, I have a question actually for my clarification. In my country, in India, so far I know, the people, the professionals, those who are giving counseling for mental health crisis or mental illness, they are called that we know psychiatrists. So in your country, even in Argentina, Brazil, the term is very common, that is therapeutic companion. So is it compulsory for a person to have psychology degree, or anybody can be after having training to join that profession, actually?
Well, the most difficult part is that we have to listen, and that doesn't necessarily come from the profession. You see, sometimes there are a lot of colleagues that can't listen to something; they interrupt, but the real important thing is to feel with somebody else. You know, companionship is very important, and there are many ways to do it. And it also depends a lot on what we do and how we respond if we are only the voice. You see, it rests on the voice. So the way that we listen would be very, very important in terms of what will come from that. You see, I am also a psychoanalyst and I am also a therapeutic companionship. So both things I have to do it by phone when it's possible. And so depends a lot of how we listen and the other people feel that we are there. In a way, our voice, the way we listen, make us be there psychologically. So that's the real important part. And I told you, it's not only about profession, because if we say psychology, what kind of psychology? You know, there's a lot of schools, there's a lot of strategies, but I feel that, and only to end up this, is that I think that when you can imagine the space of the people that are speaking because of their words, even because of acoustics in a way, and then you are there. It's a little bit like music. You have to be there. No, even with digital possibilities. No, there's a lot of ways of listening. That would be what I want to say only.
All right, thank you. Thank you, my friend, Dr. John. Just let me come to Vladimiro. Vladimiro, you have that organization. You are the president of Argentina, Mexico, and that region. So could you share us the functions of your organization that is really doing good job during COVID to reduce mental illness, illness and getting mental wellness of the people, those who are suffering from COVID and getting recovery, right? And after finishing Vladimiro's speech, then John, then total, you will just convert it or transform it to English. Okay, Dr. John, so let him talk first, then John will join just to retranslate it to English. Dr. Vladimiro, unmute your microphone, please. And Vladimiro, just a second. There are so many comments from friends already came. They greeted us, right? Let me read something here. Dr. Shakti Prabha from India. Good evening, sir. MD Ron actually wrote Bangla Bolen. He asked me to speak Bengali. It's sometime I have to speak in Bengali. Alan Les from Sofra, Mexico. You could actually read that sentence. I don't understand that thing here, right? Sabonostu, Assalamu alaikum. Muhammad Samir Islam, he's a professor of university. He wrote this is an opportunity to hear Spanish. So, Vladimiro, speak Spanish very nicely, right? Many people are watching this just to listen Spanish. And Samuel Islam wrote, good initiative. Sabonostu, good speech. Rajia Mukta wrote, nice to meet you, ma'am. Sabonostu, really marvelous job. Glad to listen. So, let's come to Vladimiro. Just share your Spanish voice regarding your organization, how you are working there, really.
Español.
Bien, voy a hablar en español, entonces, para que me escuchen. La Fundación Atalic, que significa Acompañantes Terapéuticos de América Latina y el Caribe, tiene un desarrollo a lo largo de toda la República Argentina, específicamente en la provincia de Buenos Aires, donde hemos fortalecido un poco más nuestro trabajo. Y lo que hacemos es, primero, formar acompañantes terapéuticos para luego poder llevarlos al campo clínico, a espacios donde trabajamos en cárceles, trabajamos con niñez y adolescencia, trabajamos en manicomios, y específicamente en este espacio del COVID estamos trabajando en niñez y adolescencia, en lugares donde los niños deben ser internados o deben ser aislados preventivamente en hoteles. Entonces el acompañante terapéutico lo que hace es acompañar, ¿no?, ese aislamiento para sostener y aliviar un poco esa carga emocional que implica el aislamiento. Pero a su vez también hemos comenzado a desarrollar últimamente un trabajo online con países de África, con colegas de Togo, de Kenia, Mozambique, la India. Ahí tuvimos la oportunidad también de conocer gente de Bangladesh como el doctor Habib, que tan amablemente nos ha invitado a esta charla. Y seguimos trabajando específicamente con amigos de México como Juan Manuel, gente de Cuba. En Cuba se ha desarrollado un programa de acompañamiento terapéutico y de formación de acompañantes terapéuticos que también están trabajando en estos espacios de aislamiento preventivo. Estamos trabajando también con colegas de Costa Rica. El año que viene va a ser el Congreso Internacional de Acompañamiento Terapéutico en Costa Rica, donde también llevaremos nuestra fundación ahí a trabajar. Y específicamente lo que hacemos son instancias de coordinación de acompañamiento terapéutico y la supervisión de la clínica del acompañamiento terapéutico. En la República Argentina el acompañamiento terapéutico lleva ya casi 40 años, pero ha desarrollado en el último tiempo una importancia fenomenal, y ahora estamos comenzando a demostrar la eficacia clínica del acompañamiento terapéutico en estos espacios de aislamiento que propone el coronavirus. Pero a su vez también nos estamos preparando para trabajar en emergencias, nos estamos preparando para trabajar después del coronavirus, para poder llevar el acompañamiento terapéutico a aquellas personas que fueron aisladas y que su salud mental se ha visto deteriorada o vulnerabilizada. Entonces vamos a hacer un seguimiento desde el acompañamiento terapéutico en representación de los equipos interdisciplinarios con los que vamos trabajando. Tenemos específicamente en este momento el trabajo del acompañamiento, pero también de la prevención en futuros desalinios que tengan que ver con respecto a la salud mental. Se prevé una pandemia después de esta pandemia de depresión, se prevé una pandemia después de esta pandemia de recaídas en la salud mental, porque creemos y estamos convencidos de que esta pandemia va a traer luego un gran problema que va a ser el sistema económico. La caída del contexto económico va a traer también un contexto depresivo importante, y creemos que el acompañante terapéutico va a jugar ahí un rol preponderante. También estamos trabajando en escuelas, de manera online, por supuesto, como modelo preventivo en el suicidio adolescente, porque también los adolescentes, los niños también, esta pandemia los afecta y mucho, ese aislamiento. En la República Argentina creemos que la escuela también cumple una función social, que obviamente ahora no puede cumplirla en base a este aislamiento, así que nos estamos preparando fuertemente y nos estamos formando, y estamos formando acompañantes terapéuticos para poder llevar a cabo esta función. Espero haber sido claro y que me hayan entendido en mi español.
All right, Vladimir, dear friends, viewers, actually there are a few more questions. Let me share my views here. This is Community Talks BD platform. This is community platform. So I have been inviting so many friends from home and abroad just to share community feelings, because we know sharing is caring. Today's session, we are very delighted to invite Vladimir. He is the president of Argentinian Association, Organization of Therapeutic Companions. Dr. Joan and Gabriel Mani is here today as our guest panel. So let's come to Dr. Joan just to retranslate this in English that Vladimir already discussed in Spanish.
Well, it's a little bit like the phrase like traductore traitore, a little bit, because I feel that I can't be able to say whatever my dearest friends have told, but it's very extensive. Atalik, this association which he leads, but he is not only thinking in terms of acting in the moment of pandemic situation, and he has several programs to work with a therapeutic companionship inside the role of a pandemic. But after that, from Atalik, they are creating also prevention in terms of different programs such as suicide and intervention of suicidal risk. Can I ask him something to repeat me in Spanish because there were many questions? Rabibur?
Yeah.
Vladimiro,
Sí,
¿cuáles son tus programas de prevención?
los programas de prevención que tienen que ver específicamente con el acompañamiento. ¿Cuáles son?
Sí.
El programa de niñez y adolescencia.
From childhood and adolescence.
Sí, en cárceles.
In jails.
Y en clínicas privadas de neuropsiquiátricos, no sé cómo se dice, neuropsiquiátricas.
In private clinic of neuropsychiatrics.
No en los públicos, porque los públicos tienen un sistema manicomial, no sé cómo lo decís.
The public health care, no, because they have a manicomial system that doesn't consider therapeutic companionship. ¿Algo más?
No, está bien, no.
Okay, that's enough. Are you good? Hello?
Yeah, could you hear me? Dr. Joan, Vladimiro, could you hear me?
Yes.
All right. Gabi and Dr. Joan, just few questions are here. And comments also. There is comment from Sanjina Kayum Rumki, Hussein Ahmed. Hello, sir. Everyone, good evening, Bangladesh, and another, sir, ma'am. And good morning to all of you. I mean, all three of you, good morning, right?
Yeah.
Hussein Ahmed asked a question. Please share the situation of child vulnerability and role of therapeutic service in provided to them. Actually, how you are providing service to the child especially. That is one question. And Naga Raju, one of our friends from India, actually he wrote Spanish so far. Vladimir, you could understand, you can retranslate it to me, right? I don't understand actually what is he wrote here. So Gabby, could you retranslate it in English, the comments that wrote by Naga Raju from India?
Yeah, where is Nataraja?
Nagaraju.
No, where is it?
Where is it?
Nataraja.
Okay.
No.
He wrote in English also, right? Hi Habib Ji, thank you so much for arranging this Facebook live session. Different countries professional for all of us. So how you are providing service, counseling service, therapy to the child especially? I would love to listen voice from Gabriel and then come to Dr. Joan. So you can carry on.
Lo de los niños.
Responde.
Well, in fact, what Vladimir is saying is that they give companionship for the kids and they check the subject of their rights in the context of isolation. That was what Vladimir is responding me by WhatsApp. Vladimiro, ¿quieres decirlo en español?
Nosotros, dentro del contexto de niñez y adolescencia, lo que hacemos es contenerlos, pero a su vez velar por los derechos que están contemplados en la Declaración Universal de los Derechos del Niño. Hay una ley específica en la provincia de Buenos Aires que contempla esa declaración.
There's related to the Declaration Universal of the Rights of the Kids. It's based on that.
Dr. Joan, actually Vladimiro is telling about his organization. So could you tell us something about your countries, I mean, government efforts and initiatives during this pandemic for child and the elderly people, right? Specific, just few specific areas that government is doing there.
Yes, look, the thing is that the organization of the help from the normal people that are not from the government, what I mean, have been terribly organized. I have two associations that I am, in one I'm president and the other one I'm secretary. And what happens is that the people haven't been calling us. The help is not getting to the people we want to impact. No, that is the doctors and the infirmers of the hospitals. We have the Franco-Mexican Association that we have a project of intervention. We have been looking for 3 different hospitals. And with the elderly and the kids, for us there's no difference in terms of a specific group, social group. We help whomever it calls, no, in terms of a strategy. But now the kids are having a very deep feeling of isolation because they need to run, they need to all that. Many times the problem is that they are going to the iPad, to these games that are incredibly sadistic, and that's what becoming their virtual world now. For the kids, it's a reality that. So fathers have to intervene that, and that is not easy because they have the conditions of an addiction for the kids. But that's a way to deal with these kind of spaces that have been closed for us, no? So that's what I have to say, Javier.
All right. Before coming to Vladimir, there are a few more comments and questions. Let me summarize these questions. Dr. Shakti Prabha wrote, very good discussion, very good session. Kindly comment on mental health related to children. So we will go in depth on that, mental health relating to children. That is provided by social worker, provided by therapeutic companions, provided by government. Just make a summary. And Rajia Mukta, there is another question or comments. Nice to meeting you, Sarah ma'am. Many questions dancing through my mind. My first question is, what can older people do to prepare for COVID in their community? Actually, the question is, she loves to know what can elderly people or senior citizen can do for their safety measure in their own community. I mean, some precautions, some safety measures, some works they need to do or health measures might be. So you will mention this. And another question is, so questions coming mental health relevant to children and relevant to, I mean, elderly people. Most questions coming. Mansur, university professional academician, wrote, thank you, Habib Rahman sir. The impact of the COVID-19 pandemic will be felt not just on the national economy, but on the household economy of millions of Bangladeshis. I would like to ask you to discuss about how can we recover our household economy. Very good question. Dr. Joan, me, Gabi and Vladimir, we all together put our attention to that question. This is not the problem of national economic crisis. This is the question of household crisis of millions of family, right? Economic crisis. Another comment here, Shakti Prabha from India. In my state, our government has cancelled exams for all the students. How about in Mexico? So how about in Mexico and in Argentina? About exams in college, schools and university during COVID. And Hussein Ahmed, there is another question. How social worker, I will ask you later this question. Gabi, just keep it in mind. Question is how social worker are playing their role beside therapeutic companions in your country, Mexico and Argentina. So you will respond it lastly, right? And before that, questions relating to household economy, question relating to child mental health crisis in your country, and of course about exam scenario in Mexico and Argentina. Please put on that. So we can go to that joint panelist, Manny and Dr. John Manuel, right? So gradually you can speak each other, right? Can carry on.
Well, I think, first of all, I think the best way to help children is helping parents, like contain them and give them psychological support, because ¿cómo es intrafamiliar violence is increasing, because what all we were saying before, the people lost their jobs and they're very stressful and in isolation, and of course very 24/7, no, sharing the same space. So that's in that way of the children. And I think in the social work, before the social work, it wasn't only for vulnerable communities, it was for all. But we used to think, no, the social work goes to marginalized communities or a very vulnerable people. But no, it's for all. But in these times, it's most for all, because we discover that we all are vulnerable, maybe in different levels, but we discover that. So social workers and therapeutic companion, it's applied and needed in all cases. We're gonna need reconnect with our new world, with more respect for our environment, and reconnect with others too, in different ways. We have to adapt to the new situation and the new contact and no contact. So I think we are all the professions, they have to do with social items. We are like the glue, no, like a bridge to make that connection.
I would say a few things. We as social workers have a responsibility in this moment of the world, because what it comes from the nature, like this epidemic, is also related how we have treated nature. You will see in the future, in the short future, this is nothing in front of climatic problems that we will have in 10 years, for example. So we, as a society, have to organize that differently. The growth, it was not growing evenly, so it crashes itself. No, we see that something, for example, in China or in Japan, they love the one species of fish that now is killing the smallest whale in Mexico. You see, so capitalism is always related like that, and it has failed in a way of ecological sustainability. But the real problem now is it's a moral situation, it's our own world. We have to participate in the creation of another way of living as a society. It's not only a political victory in any way, but it's a condition imposed by nature. And that includes what are we going to do with real economy, everyday economy, and what are we going to do in terms of our relations, how they going to settle, are we going to live or are we won't going to live? So we have to deal also with practical things, but the ghosts, it changes. Like to say that the time for ghosts have arrived. So we need to participate in this new organization of the world, whatever it becomes.
All right, Dr. Joan, thanks for a good discussion. Actually, this is the turn of Vladimiro. Vladimiro, of course, will speak in Spanish. There are a question, actually a few more questions here. Somebody is asking regarding economic situation. This is not the national crisis only. Millions of families globally, they are suffering, even of course in my country and other countries. Household economic crisis separately. This is national crisis, another is household sub-crisis, because national crisis is made by the government, but household crisis as people losing their job, losing their business, right? Losing education and so many things. In one side, economic crisis, another is mental health crisis. This is actually reciprocal. Some crisis creating lessly mental crisis. This is a big question. And another question is here, community level. That is there a difference between hospital-acquired COVID and community-acquired COVID? You might take this very easily, like you can say, in some part of our country and other countries, even we could follow in America also, there was a huge crisis of hospital. In some large-scale hospital, they were not interested to admit the COVID patient. So they were just building a community-level hospital sometime in a shed for isolation, for giving them treatment, and also tests, right? So many things were there. So in Mexico and in Argentina, how tests is affected people, either they are affected positive or not, how test is being going on. All people are being tested, those who have symptom like fever or itching or a headache or anything, vomiting tendency, how they are doing. And do you think treatment facilities in Argentina and Mexico is sufficient for facing COVID challenges in your country? Just, Vladimir, you can carry on. You can carry on, then Dr. John or Gabriel, you can also retranslate it to English from Vladimiro, right? Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, you can. Vladimiro, you can carry on that discussion.
Okay.
¿La discusión, te entendiste la discusión, el tema?
¿Cómo, Mané?
La discusión era...
No escucho.
La discusión era en relación a cómo están tratando la cuestión de las crisis, de las pruebas, de la intervención, todo eso. Do you speak Spanish first?
Bien. Ok. En América Latina ha pasado los últimos 4 años por un proceso de certificación, digamos, económica con respecto a lo que tiene que ver con la salud y específicamente con la salud mental. Por lo tanto, las consecuencias de ese abandono con respecto a las políticas de salud mental se están sufriendo específicamente ahora con el advenimiento de esta pandemia. Pero a su vez también América Latina ha sufrido dispares acciones políticas que también son consecuencia de esta pandemia. Tanto consecuencias como políticas y económicas. Brasil, por ejemplo, ha tenido una política absolutamente diferente al de Argentina. Chile, que también está pegado a la Argentina, son países que están limitando con nosotros. Bolivia está viviendo una especie de golpe de Estado, por lo tanto también hay un abandono de las partes más vulnerables de la población. Por lo tanto, todo eso, Brasil siempre fue el principal socio económico de la República Argentina y hoy por hoy Brasil tiene un gobierno neoliberal con políticas económicas y sociales nefastas que están encontradas con las políticas económicas argentinas. Por lo tanto, el mercado común que había antes en América Latina hoy se ha visto deteriorado. Argentina y México han restablecido relaciones económicas medianas que nos permitieron restablecer algunas cuestiones elementales desde la economía, pero la salud sigue estando en un deterioro bastante particular. Argentina había establecido algunas relaciones con China, lo cual ahora está sacando algunos frutos, dado que China ha establecido algunos vínculos económicos últimamente, y la cooperación económica China, Argentina, India, lo que llamó en un momento los BRICS, ya sin Brasil ahora, están sosteniendo un poco la economía. Pero el mercado común interno en la República Argentina está totalmente deteriorado, las empresas están cerradas, han comenzado los pequeños comercios a cerrar, las economías pequeñas, las economías comunitarias prácticamente han desaparecido, el empleo ha bajado a niveles históricos de destrucción, y todo eso conlleva a su vez también al sostenimiento de una educación que hoy por hoy en la República Argentina se hace vía online. Si bien, no obstante lo cual, los niveles educativos argentinos son unos de los más altos de América Latina. La UBA, la Universidad de Buenos Aires, ha quedado en el ranking 65 entre 500 universidades del mundo. La Universidad de La Plata ha quedado en el lugar quinto o sexto en el ranking mundial, y esa educación se está sosteniendo vía online. O sea, no hay obviamente un seguimiento directo de la educación, los exámenes no se toman, lo que se está haciendo es entregarle a los alumnos una educación de sostenimiento de ese nivel educativo, pero sin poder tener una recepción de qué es lo que aprende el alumno. A su vez también se ha visto deteriorado la educación, que acá en la República Argentina se le dio mucho énfasis, que fue la educación inclusiva, las escuelas inclusivas, donde en un aula podíamos encontrar personas con diferentes capacidades. Indefectiblemente eso se ha visto devaluado este último tiempo, dado que las personas con determinadas discapacidades no pueden acceder todas al nivel educativo que se esperaba o que se venía llevando. La disparidad social en la República Argentina también incide en lo que es la educación. Gobiernos anteriores entregaban computadora a los alumnos para que puedan estudiar. Los últimos 4 años de un gobierno neoliberal cortó esa entrega de computadoras, por lo tanto la brecha social se ha estirado a niveles históricos, por lo tanto la clase más baja no accede a la educación, dado que no tiene acceso a internet ni a medios electrónicos para poder seguir sus estudios. Antes lo hacía, recurría a las escuelas, porque las escuelas también funcionaban como comedores escolares, entonces las personas de poco nivel adquisitivo iban a las escuelas a aprender y a comer. Esas escuelas hoy están cerradas y estas personas ni comen ni aprenden. Ese es el futuro que nos espera después de la pandemia.
Es que es muy largo.
Dr. John Manuel, this is your turn to just retranslate this whole thing that Vladimir discussed during this COVID day, right?
Traduttore traitore, pero we'll see. What Vladimir is telling is that Argentina, even with all the economical situation that it has crossed, it have a very, very good education in the world ranking of the universities, the University of La Plata in the States and all this. But I would like to say that they are taking their classes to the internet by online, because that's the possibility. But even now we don't know exactly, rather than the calendars of schools, and I don't know all that. We still have to. That is one of the things we have to invent it, and that's something I said. The new ways of teaching, and that basically said that Vladimir was saying that before the government paid schools that give them also food, and that now the schools are closed, so they are not receiving education, but they are not receiving food also. That's it.
All right, thank you. Actually, hope friends are enjoying a lot. Again, I'm telling this is a community platform. This is the voice of communities respective of borders, right? In this global crisis, global era, we should invite friends from different countries. That the thing is going on currently, and hopefully session will be enjoyed by our friends. And that's why I request Vladimir to speak in Spanish so that the Spanish friend can be entertained. So there is a question. Actually, there are so many other comments here in inbox even. Mr. Hussain Ahmed wrote very nice discussion. Question is family crisis like separation or divorce increasing during COVID-19? How you do provide them counseling? Let me come to Gabriela. So how could you actually during this time people are suffering, people are being affected, not only the affected positive people are suffering mentally, mental torture, his friends, his families, I mean husband, wife, children, parents, they all are suffering by mental torture. And out of that, as people are losing their job, people are losing their economy, people are losing their temper, right? They are not patient, they are becoming impatient. So during this time, we could read out that there is some violence, family level violence is increasing, separation is being held, divorce being held. So what is the real voice from Mexico really? How you are dealing such people, or what is the real scenario regarding this in terms of family violence, social violence, victimization, so many other things can be happen there.
Okay, it could be very polarized because in one stream we have the people it's in a real crisis, like you said, it's just like that, and the attention we provide them is listen to them by telephone or virtual media without for free. And they can call us if they are in a crisis or if they are having panic attacks, because people in so much pressure, they just, all of us, we react. No, we don't think or we don't think, just make a reaction, impulsive reactions. So if we can talk to people in that specific time, we are like in situ, not in the place, in the right moment. And we have a network of with other colleagues that they were available to provide this attention for free. And there is also another phase of this crisis, and perhaps a positive ravage of this confinement is, like Mane was saying, to is having fun with ourselves, no, and in the solitude of distance, because we are not used to. Most of all, in these times of modernity, that is all immediate, and with this lack of activities, we have the time to confront with ourselves and maybe to reconnect with our environment with more respectful ways. Because we are conditioned maybe to always depend on the role that we occupied socially speaking. We always have a role, a place, and if we lose it, then what? No, who am I? Where am I? Maybe if one person is the CEO of any company, no, but now he isn't that anymore. So there is some kind of existential crisis, very deep. And I think we are going to face this kind of crisis, a subtle but not less important crisis, over the next years. And of course, we need to think about ourselves first, and have a therapeutic space for ourselves, because ethically is the correct thing to do. We are all human beings, and we need to be in balance to provide people high quality listened and service. So I don't know if I answered the question.
Yeah, good. Gabi, it's all right. There is few more comments. Jahangir Alam Shuman from Malaysia, very good session and nice discussion. Naga Raju from India. Actually, he wrote in Spanish, so let me pronounce that Spanish by my own tune. That is, mucho gracias, Vladimiro. Yeah, Gabriele Mane. Todos son discutir sobre COVID-19 situation and to pace. Is it okay?
Okay.
That is actually cultural change, right? A change of culture, right? Of language. Thank you, my friend Naga. Actually, Vladimiro is also his best friend. So, Vladimir, you could understand what he wrote actually here. Sujan Banerjee from India wrote, how your government is handling the students community who are struggling with upcoming exams. I will come to Dr. Joan. Actually, this is a big question because all the teenage kids, children, upcoming graduates, they are being frustrated gradually. They have open mind, boundless mind. They love to come out from home. They love to interact with friends. They love to spend time at university and college, school campus. But this time they are obstructed at home. This is a big crisis. And another crisis is they are not appearing their exams. So in your country, in Mexico, and beside Argentina, actually how government is dealing with uprising voices of students community regarding their exams. This is a specific question just to know what the situation is going on in both the countries, Mexico and Argentina. Dr. John, please.
La pregunta es sobre los calendarios escolares.
Si se suspendieron los exámenes.
Well, if you let me give a brief answer. Look, it's not only what the size of this crisis. It doesn't touch only education, as we have seen. It touched the everyday economy of everyone in the world. So I would say that we don't have a hurry because we have to wait anyway, and there are many ways of waiting. We have to check a way of waiting because that is only one of the parts that we have to recreate in this new order of the world. You see. So don't feel pressed. Don't feel with anguish about time, because we have to invent. We have first of all to know what we are in front of. What the real problem is. Not only biological, it's economical, it's social, it's psychological in terms of this loneliness. So we have to reinvent the world. So rather than being sitting waiting, do some other thing. We have to find a way. Now we have to create new roads because things will have to take the time it needs. We can intervene in that. It's like a patient. The change will come, the cure will come when he can. That's how we are dealing now. We don't have a vaccine. When we have a vaccine, everything would change. But it would take a lot of time. And we will have some other problems later. So trust and stay the most, find your tranquility. I would say that.
Okay. Let me come to Vladimir, and before coming to him, I have a question. It's my question really to you. That is, actually, I'm not sure about this in both the countries. Service like therapy, mental therapy, either it exists in government portion. By government initiative, is such service is provided, or private initiative only exists. So I'm not actually updated regarding that idea about this. And there are few more questions. Dr. Ravinder Puri from India wrote just very good. Naga Raju, thanks to you, Habibji. Hussain Ahmed, do you think such therapeutic services should be more expanded to other countries? Because I just mentioned such service is really needed, but many of the countries such tradition is not developed. That mental crisis is becoming the most worst crisis in the world. In the globalization era, in the technology era, this is very big crisis. And few more comments. Actually, Imran Rauf, Community Talks BD about many youth channel best. Very good. Shakti Prabha, thank you very much. And dear viewers, let me say a few words before coming to Vladimiro. Today, we will end the session just at 10:45. So we are remaining another 17 minutes. If you have any queries, any questions, any comments, please do that. And please share it to your Facebook friends just to let others watch this program. And lastly, this video will be kept in Community Talks YouTube channel. Channel name is Community Talks. This is the voice of the community of the entire world. So please subscribe it right now. Community Talks. Let me come to Vladimiro. The question that I raise is, in Argentina and Mexico, therapeutic companion service either exists in private section only or government is doing, but beside government, there is mushrooming of therapeutic companies, those who are just serving people to keep them mentally fit and healthy.
Bien. Vane. A ver.
Yeah. First, que dice que si lo privado también existe el apoyo del gobierno. Well, now, as I was telling you, the government offers a lot of listening. All the part of the government that was dedicated to addiction and prevention of addiction now is online, trying to deal with the crisis of this enclosement. Now there's, as I was telling you, we have offered in many places, and the people haven't come from the hospitals that we want to help the first line of contention, and they're fear, they have all that, but they haven't reached us. And the people who have reached us is from other places, even from France. We are treating with Mexicans that live in France about in this situation. No, that's what I can say, but only to insist that this crisis imply us to the responsibility to propose new ways of dealing with all this multifactorial problem.
Oh, all right. Vladimiro, actually, that was also my question to you. In Argentina, how you are facing this crisis? And, you know, if, in terms of economy, all people are not same. There are agricultural group, agricultural labor, I mean, their wages are not labor, right? And small business man, some that might be poor people, underprivileged people, even in Argentina and Mexico. So actually, poor earning member, how they are living and passing their time during COVID, and how are they getting service, because they are equally affected by COVID. They are equally being sufferer by that COVID-19 crisis of economy. So how you people in Argentina facing those vulnerable group of people, disadvantaged group, rather the rich class or enabled class in that sense? Vladimiro, you will talk, and then Dr. John will just make some summary on your talk. And before that, are you enjoying this session? Actually, so many people watching this, right? And it's being recorded. It will be preserved in that Community Talks YouTube channel, so that longer ages people could see this. Of course, there's a voice from Vladimiro, Spanish voice from Gabriela and Dr. John from Mexico, Mexican voice, and actually this is voice from Bangladesh. I should speak in Bengali sometime. Later on, I'll just focus on Bengali today. So Vladimiro, please carry on.
Adelante, Vladi.
¿De qué hablo? No sé, del inglés, del gobierno.
Sí, ¿cómo
Claro.
están apoyando el gobierno y las privadas a esta crisis?
¿Cómo es la diferencia entre las clases sociales y las clases bajas, parece?
En la República Argentina existen 3 formas distintas de atención en salud.
There are
¿sí?
3 different ways of attention.
La salud oficial, o sea, los hospitales públicos, la salud pública, que está absolutamente deteriorada.
Fuerte, fuerte.
Ajá.
¿Sí? La salud privada, que atiende solamente a las clases altas y es una salud paga. Y la seguridad social, que tiene que ver con aquellas personas que trabajan y que pueden tener lo que se llama acá una obra social.
Ujú.
Esos 3 modelos de atención son absolutamente diferentes entre sí. O lo eran hasta antes de...
Lo siento, Gladys.
O lo eran hasta antes del coronavirus. Con el coronavirus, al haber un deterioro económico...
After coronavirus, there is a economic detriment.
Sí. Las instancias privadas colapsaron.
The private institutions collapsed.
Y las instancias oficiales son las que se han hecho cargo de absolutamente toda la salud.
Las instancias oficiales que vendrían siendo, Vladimiro, como
Hospitales públicos, los hospitales públicos. Hay hospitales públicos, clínicas privadas, ¿sí? Y hospitales que pertenecen a sindicatos, ¿sí?
Okay. The public hospitals take the responsibility of those who has not access to private ones.
O sea, al haber caído lo económico, al haber caído el empleo, colapsaron los sindicatos. Al colapsar los sindicatos, el Estado tuvo que hacerse cargo de la medicina social. Pero a su vez...
The syndicate collapsed, so the public institutions have to take care of it.
Pero a su vez...
Very good. Actually, Gabriela, by this time, in meantime, she was talking to you. That we could understand really what's going on. So, Vladimir, actually, last 2 minutes for you. In your country, Argentina, is social worker professional association exist, and how social worker is complying with government efforts or voluntary efforts, how they are supporting COVID people during or other vulnerable group during this COVID time. So you can speak in Spanish, Vladimiro, then I will come to Gabriela, then lastly come to Dr. Joan, right? Time will be finished. So last 2 minutes for Vladimiro regarding professional setting of social worker. I mean, is there any professional body of social workers is existing or not? And how they are functioning there.
Que si existe una asociación de trabajadores sociales y cómo están trabajando los trabajadores sociales en Argentina.
Sí, la formación de trabajadores sociales de un nivel universitario, estudian 6 años y existen formaciones de trabajadores sociales, están trabajando todos en distintas etapas, etapas gubernamentales, etapas de voluntariado que se conforman a partir de las universidades, y también se trabaja en los barrios, etapas barriales, digamos, que se conforman trabajadores sociales en distintos barrios. Ahora se han conformado comedores comunitarios debido a la pobreza y trabajan muchos trabajadores sociales en esos espacios. El trabajo social en la República Argentina es una carrera, un profesional muy reconocido en todas las instancias de atención. Sí. Y ahora tiene un trabajo relevante, por supuesto, con respecto al coronavirus y al trabajo y a la atención domiciliaria.
All right, Vladimiro, thanks a lot. Thank you, my friend. Just let me come to Dr. Joan. Actually, Dr. Joan, could you retranslate it that Vladimiro speak about professional body and functions of social work in Argentina?
Sí, me parece que lo que entendí, Vladi, es que hay una asociación de trabajadores sociales que ahora han tenido más importancia en todos los ámbitos, ¿verdad?
And there's a formal capacitation for social
Sí.
workers that lasts around 6 years. And
¿Qué más, Vladi? Que hay una formación
Y
específica.
el trabajo social desarrollado. El trabajo social. Sí, y que han desarrollado un trabajo social en todos los niveles.
They have
Sí. Específicamente en los barrios.
a social work specifically in the neighborhood where there is more poverty and more problems of social conditions.
yeah.
Yes.
All right, this is a very, very good discussion. Very good discussion held over, 1 hour and 20 minutes. Actually, we are very close to the end today. I do believe this is a very fruitful discussion, but it might be a language problem. It's true. If I speak Bengali, you couldn't understand. So Spanish, actually, it's out of my understanding, but I enjoyed this session, and hopefully audience friends enjoying this session very much. And more occasionally, we will be interacting together. I will invite you again after a few days with the updates of COVID-19 and scenario in your own country. But the last minute talk, that would be the last minute talk from you. And before going to you for the last minute talk, there are a few more comments raised. Dr. Shakti Prabha wrote, thank you very much. Meheran Labani, good initiative and very good discussion. Nagar Raju wrote, Habibji, Vladimiro and Mane have a lot of knowledge and work experience in their field. So if possible, we could use their service for our organization's development in India, Bangladesh, because if anybody interested about their services, please contact. Actually, this is very good comments. We can easily use that platform because this time and upcoming time, the world is becoming globalized. The world is changing very faster with so many technologies, so many new dimensions, new normal situations gradually that happens during this COVID-19. We are suffering. We are just diving in so many problems, so many thinking, so many problems, many situation arises. And in new situation, many problem will definitely arise. So that would be the big crisis, mental health crisis everywhere in the world. So this is the most significant part of living healthy life, healthy society, healthy community. Dear viewers, Nagaraju again wrote here once again, thank you so much to Vladimiro, Mani and Gabriel from Argentina and Mexico. Special thanks to my dear friend Habibji. Actually, this platform, before coming to you three, my friends, my vision is actually passing not idle time, just do something better that you can and that is helpful for you in person and that is helpful for your family and community, just to reduce, just to mitigate and minimize that mental crisis. And the main focus, that is crisis intervention, is done, a crisis intervention is done by our friend Therapeutic Companion. This is a fantastic job. This is even utilized by the professional social worker, because so far I know, my knowledge goes, crisis intervention is emotional first aid, just to manage people during a crisis without giving them a long solution, immediate solution. It might be just through a healing process, just giving them mental support. So this time, all the people are suffering a lot because of shortage of many things. We are at home, we don't have good connections. We are spending time in home hours and hours and hours again. But as a social being, naturally, we love to go out. We love to interact people. We love to visit people physically. We love to shopping. We love to do shopping and communicate people, do office, do business, so many things we love to do. But during this time, we are helpless. We are just waiting for the Almighty's mercy. Only Almighty Creator can do something better for the whole human civilization of the world. There are a few more comments here. Mr. Noyan Khan, he is PhD fellow. He's doing PhD in Malaysia, Malay University. multicultural representation help to contextualize the situation of understanding society. Thank you, my dear brother. Actually, that is my motto as a social worker. Social work is a holistic composition. Social work is a comprehensive thought. So my motive was to invite so many friends from diverse culture and nations just to share and care during this COVID-19. Noyan Khan also wrote, thanks Mr. Habib for bringing scholars from different countries. Shakti Prabha wrote, thank you, Professor Rahman, for creating opportunities to share and care. Alamin wrote, good evening. Maurice Momo Cargo, thanks for initiating such a loable discussion. Mental health services are needed. Very good. More than ever in Africa. Actually, everywhere, mental health is a big crisis now. So that would be the last minute talk, my friend Vladimiro. This is last minute. What is your feelings to be interacted? And do you believe, is it COVID positive side that made us face to face, keeping not 3 feet or 1 meter distance? We are very close now in the same screen, right? Do you think this is a COVID positive side that make us connected today? This is the last minute. You can say hello, greetings, and share your feelings now.
Que si esto también tiene ventajas.
¿Cuál es la parte positiva?
Well, the positive part of this for me is that the way we were living as a society, and that doesn't mean only your country, my country, whomever country, but all together, is not working. So this is a consequence of that.
Yeah.
So the real problem we have is that we have to live differently, and we have the way to do it. It's only a psychological problems of people and of greed that we have to go through. This world that would come result from that will have to be would need much more dignity. That's all.
I think that beyond the virus, well, every crisis is also an opportunity to grow. And there's a lesson to learn. There's a lesson to learn here. And maybe the competitive mentality is obsolete. It's now the time to create new strategies to interact in every level and making community help each other and really listen and connect in other levels besides only what we learned from capitalism and other economic systems that condition us to be individual and take in an excessive way from the environment, from ourselves, a very demanding way to exist. And now we were pulled to go within. You know? We are used to go outside, to distract, to hang out and do stuff. But now we need to do a lot of things inside us. So maybe, hopefully, this will plant a seed for the posterity to grow different fruits as a society.
Very good discussion, really. So let's talk. Vladimiro, actually, in a week, I try to host normally 3 or 4 sessions, but sometimes it becomes very difficult for me because of my academic teaching to my students, my family. There are so many actually crises during this time. It's very tough to communicate, but I have been hosting. My main motive is there are so many friends of different countries joining. we could share, right? I could see your face, many other friends could see your face, nice voices, faces together, and we can make friendship. In the world, it's very tough to visit all the country, but this virtual platform that COVID actually given us, promote us for me. That's why if I mention from my side, COVID positive, one first and foremost, that is, it makes a great virtual platform. Many actually, Gabriela nicely mentioned, every crisis there is an opposite pole. There is an opposite direction, opposite side. That's definitely opportunity. Every crisis brings some opportunities, bring new sunshine, bring new door open for other people. Those who can really take this as opportunity, transform the challenges as opportunities. So before coming to Vladimir, dear viewers, let me share our tomorrow's poster. Tomorrow there is a session with a mentor, youth mentor tomorrow from Bangladesh. He is World Bank consultant. He is youth mentor, really, truly. So let me introduce our poster for tomorrow's session. Hope you will join us tomorrow. And tomorrow's session will be mixed, Bengali and English for our foreign and national friends. Tomorrow title will be Virtual Work Culture in New Normal Situation, which is a vast question this time. K.M. Hassan Ripon, Executive Director, Bangladesh Skill Development Institute, and consultant, sub-skill, sub-technic consultant, World Bank. So hope you will be with us tomorrow. So let me come back to today's screen, to Vladimiro, my friend. Actually, today's session, that was the poster of tomorrow's. Tomorrow there is a session, and actually gradually it will be on, just to make a platform where people can gather some knowledge. And before coming to Vladimiro, just I would love to request you to subscribe YouTube channel, that is Community Talks, because in Facebook video, it's very tough to search the video. It just go behind of many videos. So you will get so many knowledges and informations of the whole world from this Community Talks YouTube channel. Before coming to the last voice of Vladimiro from Argentina Association, he is the president of Association of Therapeutic Companions in Argentina and so far I know North America. So my salutes, my convey gratitude, my sincere regards to all the police force, all the defense, government officials, NGO officials, and the root level people, and the people, those who are frontlining fighter in the whole world, those who are trying to save and protect people from being affected from the COVID-19 or COVID virus, which is invisible, which is untouched and unseen, which is only be tested after being affected. So let me come to Vladimiro. Your time is just a minute, just to say hello and goodbye, and share your feelings today in that platform, please.
Ok. Muchas gracias por la invitación, y espero que esto sirva para demostrar que el acompañamiento terapéutico es una alternativa efectiva en estos campos de acción, y además una alternativa efectiva al capitalismo, al sistema capitalista de atención de la salud mental, y por su modelo, ya digo, efectivo en el campo clínico, pero a su vez también por su modelo de intervención sociocomunitaria y de intervención interdisciplinaria. Una vez más, muchísimas gracias, doctor Habib, por darnos la oportunidad de hacer conocer el acompañamiento terapéutico en estas partes del mundo. Muchísimas gracias por todo.
Thank you. Thank you, my friend Vladimir. Actually, it was a very good job so far I could guess, because I love to interact people. And this platform, this is such a platform. This is happening by the grace of course COVID. The COVID has taken away so many lives, but we have to challenge this. And challenging only option is stay home. But now this time, from day before yesterday, I stopped telling stop home, because in the whole world, after 3 or 4 months lockdown situation, when people become arrogant, people become overwhelmed, and impassioned government actually for their betterment and economy. Many of the countries government relaxed lockdown, unlocked situation. People are coming out of home, coming in industry, offices, marketplaces, public places, so many places. They are just coming. So it's a time we are suffering through. We cannot protest and protect. We can be cared of only if we can stay safe wherever you stay. So our slogan was, brand slogan was, that is, stay home, stay healthy during COVID. Our community social work concern, but we change it because stay home, it's not really, it's not time fit because we are not staying at home nowadays. So our slogan will be from soon, that would be stay safe wherever you are. You have to be safe. Otherwise, there is no alternative. If you are safe, your family is safe, whole community is safe, and the country will be safe today or tomorrow or day after tomorrow. So no more today. Thank you, my friends, and thank you, everybody. Hope to see you again. And the last comments that came from Nagarajo, that is in Spanish, again I'm telling, that is gracias a todos, amigos y amigos, right? Actually, Gabriela, what does it mean? I don't understand that.
Thanks to you all, friends.
Gracias, gracias. Espero saber inglés para cuando los visite.
We respect your visit, Abibur. That's what Vladimir said. And for me, we will have a lot of work. So trust and work and love. That's it.
Yeah.
Very good.
Thank you very much for this and this sharing. It's very, I don't know, it's like breathe fresh air in these times. Thank you.
Right, and COVID has given us that breeze just to share, right, each other, and it's really a nice platform. So I'm very honored, my dear friends, 3 of my friends from Mexico, Dr. John Manuel, Gabriel, and of course, Vladimiro. I'm very honored to have you because you have spent more than 100 minutes. It's a very busy time and morning time. Actually, this is your office time, I know, but you spent that time for me. I'm really honored, and through this platform, we could share our voices to the global world. So many friends, trust me, they will watch the video, they will inbox me, they will email me regarding their comments. That's really a fantastic session going on. It's a global platform. You know, I already I have invited so many social worker, leaders of social work, psychiatrists like you, and so many other people of different countries from Bangladesh and other countries also. Just make a breeze, make a communication. I do believe life is uncertain, but the memories will be certain, that will be kept in my YouTube video community talks for long ever, right? People could see this. Actually, that is my motive, right? Dr. John and Gabriel and Vladimir, actually, that is my psychology. I love to be in the heart of the people. It's my nothing else. I don't want more from this world, but I want to love people, get love and affection from people. Actually, that is my main goal and motive from this platform. So stay connected, be in touch, stay safe, my friend. Keep job going on. Thank you. Good night, everybody. Good night and good morning.
Yeah.
Thank you.